Hey guys, Moneyman300 back for some more Project Cars here, and this time I want to talk about assists and give you guys some tips and tricks and assists and a little bit about what I've learned so far about how they work. And they're just a little bit different. There's a couple more settings, a little bit different settings than we had in Forza. For those of you that are familiar with how the assists work in Forza 5, I'm going to compare them a little bit to those, but I will talk about them in general. First of all, let's go talk about where they're at and how we set them and the options that are available. So they're going to be in gameplay. So you go into you first off, hit your menu button, go to your options and help, or you can use your bumpers. Let me get out of this, back out of this, or you can use your bumpers to go over here and go to options and help. Either way will work just fine. Now, let's pop in here in our gameplay. There we go. So here they are. So there is nothing that tells you kind of what these does. So I'm going to talk about them in general. So steering assistance. This isn't quite the way it was. There was a steering assistance or steering help assist in Forza 5, and it basically almost steered you around the corner. Steering assistance isn't that dramatic. You don't notice it as much. And I'm going to give you a tip here until they fix until they put out the patch that fixes the issue with the Xbox One controller. If you're somebody that is having that issue, it really helps smooth it out if you turn this on, right? You turn this on, it feels a lot smoother, and it's going to get you by until the patch is there. May even get you all the way to where you need to be until they do that, and then you can come back in and turn it off once they do that. Makes the game enjoyable. So that's that. Braking assistance, I haven't noticed that much difference, but I haven't tested it all that much. Technically, if you just put ABS on, I don't think you really should ever have braking assistance on, so I wouldn't even turn that on. Now, this is an area that's just a little bit different. So what we're going to talk about here is you can set some different things in here. There are really three. There is a none, which is going to turn off your anti-lock brakes, your stability control, and your traction control. There is an all. Now what all does is doesn't turn them on. It allows you to be able to turn them on and off, right? ABS, stability, and traction. And then there is another option. This is the one that's different. There is a reel. And what this is meant to do is give you the settings that are there in real life on the car. So for example, if you're driving in the GT3 series in let's go with the Audi. I believe the Audi R8 has either traction and anti-lock or stability. It's got two of the three. The Z4, the BMW Z4 has all three of these in real life, so you'll see them all on. And I'm going to show you an example of this and where you can look to see which ones are on or off, because you don't see it everywhere when you're out there driving. So we'll talk just a little bit about each one of these. Analog brakes, they're all pretty self-explanatory, and if you've driven racing games before, you're going to be familiar with what these do. They are what they are. I don't, and tell you how this is how I drive. I don't run any of them. I haven't run any of them since we started. It doesn't feel like that I really need them. I've done it with both the controller and the wheel, and I've been able to get used to not having them on any of them. But at the same time, use what you're comfortable with. Use what you like to. Turn them off gradually. Turn them all off. I like to learn to drive without them, even though in real life they're there. The cars, especially, I've been driving a lot of GT3, especially in the GT3 series. They're very drivable without them. Brakes are probably the place I've been having the most problem with locking up brakes, and that's with the wheel. So I'm still getting used to using the brake pedal and my foot and how far to push and what sensitivity I like to use on there. So I haven't quite got that one all figured out yet. So I need to keep tinkering with that one. Stability control really has to do with just, like it says, keeping the car stable in and out of turns. Stability control, we'll use generally a combination of brake and a gas to keep things under control. Traction control, that basically is just keeping you from spinning the wheels and limits the power that's put down to the wheels automatically for you. Generally, for me, it makes me slower. I was running some laps. Rock King and I were running some laps on Silverstone, and I had somehow inadvertently turned on reel here, and so we're testing out the Z4. He was having an issue of oversteer on corner exit, and I, for the life of me, could not get it to oversteer at all. Well, it turns out I had reel on, so I had traction control on, and I was struggling really. I was about a second slower than where he was at, and even where the AI were at. So I came back in, turned the assist off, bam, picked up that a second almost immediately. So for me, it is faster. I felt like there's a little bit of understeer, I was lacking power coming out of the turns when I had that turned on. So that is the assists that are in here, what you can use. And here's all the rest of it in here, right? Kind of set it up if you want. Right now, I've been running just full realism, everything on. You know, real fuel usage, tire wear, mechanical failures, engine damage. I got it all turned on. All my assists have been off. I'm going to leave this on real because I want to go show you guys where you can see what you have on, what you have off when you're in game, and how you see that. So I don't think there's anything over here. Look, it turns that mirror off all the time. I turn the mirror on, it turns off. Actually, if you hit the D-pad, it does that. So I'm just gonna fix that real quick. These are some other things. This is, and I probably should point this out. These are also could be considered assists, and so this is where you turn on your guiding line. They do not have just a turning line. It's either full line or no line. I've been trying to run with it off. I've been back and forth. Sometimes I turn it on, sometimes I turn it off. In my career mode, my single player, I've been doing that. But when I go online and Rot and I racing together, I've been turning that on. Just to give me some guide on. There's quite a few tracks I've never driven before without the opportunity to practice on them first. It's very difficult. So on your track map, your starting grid, I mean, you can see all this is very self-explanatory on what it all does. So there's a couple of what I would consider assists in this area. Also, I like to have my mirror on. It's one difference between Forza. You can drive chase cam and actually have a rear view mirror. I do like that. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm going to back out. Oh, wait, that was interesting. Did you see that kind of change out all the yes? Look at that. When I hit B to save it. Oh, man, I hate that. You know, if you go in here and you quickly go in and back out, now you're stuck. But it changes all those to yes, yes, yes. Actually, it's real, and it matches it per car, and I'm gonna show you a quick demonstration of that if we can ever get out of here. I've been enjoying the game more and more, even though I know there's a couple of issues in the game. There's issues that people are having with the Xbox controller, although I think with the settings that are out there, you can pretty much tune most of those issues out and make it an enjoyable experience. I've been driving the real. I've really been enjoying using the Thrustmaster TX. Again, once I got the settings and things out there, I'm not particularly good at it yet. You know, I've managed to put a couple of, you know, top 70 times down in time trials, which isn't bad. I think some of that is just because there aren't a lot of people doing time trials, so I'd like to give myself credit for, you know, running that fast. But I'm getting there. You know, I'm getting better. Every time I play, I'm a little bit better. You'll see my I had a career race out there, and I'm starting my career over now that I've gotten some things, and I'm about to ready to post that one. You'll see the struggles are still real at time in the career mode, but that makes it fun, right? It's not just I'm not just walking out there and going all over the competition. Man, this is unbelievable how long this takes when this happens. And then I got to find things to talk about, and so I don't have dead air all the way through. So yeah, so what we're gonna do from here is I'm gonna show you one other spot. Hey, there we go. I think I wanted to show. I don't want to do this because then it's going to take forever to back out again. Also, you change something when you come in here. This is your other place. So this is your gearing, and I'm going to do a video on turning the automatic clutch out and having your clutch on the. Oh, look at my controls are all jacked up. They got reset. No. I'll have to go fix my control assignments because I'm barely going to be able to drive. So I'm going to turn manual on real quick, or automatic on, because I don't know what any of the stuff is. And as you can see, X gear up, gear down is on A, and the clutch is on, oh, clutch is on A, gear, oh no, it's right, never mind. Okay, so anyway, this is where you can come in and change your automatic and manual, and then if you're a manual, whether you're going to use a clutch or not, and then you got inverted gearing. This really relates, I think, more to the paddle shifters, and you can invert your camera axis. That has to do with your look up and look down types of things on there. So there's that in there, because I consider that kind of I don't know if that's an assist, that's a configuration thing, but anyway, I wanted to show that, make sure you guys knew that was. I am using automatic, I am using manual, but automatic clutch. What I will do is a video on using the clutch, and does it work like Forza 5. So that'll be a future video. So let me back out of here. Like I said, it's quick as long as you change something in there. It's just when you don't. So let's go over here now. Let's actually do some actual driving. Let's go into some free practice here. I'm gonna Laguna's fine. I've had a lot of stuff on there. Let's do this. Let's go. I'll pick an easy track here. Silverstone International. And I'm gonna show two different cars here. So first one, we're gonna Let's go all the way to the top up here. And let's take the BMW Z4. There we go. And let's hop in here. So, give the map a second. What I'll do is just show you. You got to get in. From what I could tell, you have to be. You can't. Unfortunately, you can't see what assists you have on in cockpit view. So you need to get out in chase view, and I think the hood views work, but we'll cycle through them real quick and see exactly which ones do work. As soon as the track loads. Track loads are relatively quick in this game. They're not bad. They seem to load up at a decent rate anyway. So here we go. Let's get on here real quickly. So as you can see in here, I don't think there's anywhere that I can see that I have any assists on. So what I'm going to do, Y is look down. What do I have assigned to the bumper? One of these bumpers. There it is. So there we go. So now, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you can see there are 3 things there. So you can see in this view, any view that you're out of cockpit view. So there we go. So there we go. So you can see I got that there. So the one on the far right is stability. You can see traction control kicking in right there. I haven't driven with the controller for a while. A little sluggish around the turn. I could use some more. Oh, that's not the version of the track. I saw the tire tracks go. So you can see that right there. You can see them kicking in. I hit the brakes. You can see the bleak on the inner brakes, all that. But anyway, set to real. That's what we've got in this car. So now what we're going to do is get back out of there. You guys don't need to see me drive a whole lap. That doesn't really do any good. And I'm going to pick a different car. We're going to pick the Audi R8. And I think you're going to see that it's different. So I just want to show the difference between real and not real here. We'll let it load up. But yeah, that controller, that felt way smoother on the controller. I just haven't done it for a while, but it felt a little understeery. I'd have to actually go turn up the inputs. Before it was a little twitchy with that. So let's pick the Audi R8 LMS Ultra. That's the GT3 car. A lot of fun to drive. Really liking the GT3 cars. I need to start branching out and doing some different cars, but this is a game that I think you're better off learning a few cars in a specific class or a single car in 2 or 3 different classes. To get used to the game, to get used to how it plays, so you understand one car fully, because I think once you understand that, then you can start to apply some of the things that you've learned on that car to other cars. You know, really start to learn the tuning and what the different options do, how to tune a little better. So, yeah, all those things. Okay, let's hop right in and drive here. So now, here you go. So now you can see the R8 does not have stability, but it doesn't need it since it's all-wheel drive. So, it's going to adjust that, which I think is kind of cool. That really mimics real life. I think maybe some of the sim purists are gonna, claim throw blasphemy at that and say that you need to have all assists off. But hey, if they're using it in real life, then why wouldn't you be using it here? So at least it gives you some nice options there. Oh man, that traction control really kicks in though. I did it again. What was that? See, I'm missing the turning lines. I mean, the goal is if it's going to be quicker if you can gradually do your stuff, but so that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys learned a little something out of this. I got more coming. We're going to talk about the clutch and manual and do some comparisons to see how that works. Man, those brakes really make a difference though. Turn in good. But again, you go into these views work, that view works, any view that has that speed on it, but you get into here, I wish there was a way that you could see it in here. I think it would make it a lot better. So anyway, I'm gonna pause it there so I stop driving. I could just sit here and drive all day, but I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, more stuff coming up. Got video on that. Gonna have some more career races as I start that. I may do a 0 to hero open wheel if you guys want to see that as well. So anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.